Alright, so I thought I'd just make a quick video talking about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. The trailer just came out today, and it definitely looks very interesting. So, to give you some quick context of my history with Hyrule Warriors and the Zelda franchise itself, I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan. It is my second favorite video game franchise, right behind Metal Gear Solid. And, well, I enjoyed Hyrule for its fan-servicey story and its simple but fun combat mechanics. It's not really a game that I absolutely love. I'm just not really a big fan of the Dynasty Warriors style games. I find the gameplay loop to be very repetitive, and it's just not really a game that I go back to very often. So when I first saw this trailer on YouTube, I wasn't really that excited yet, because I just figured, like, oh yeah, it'll be another, fun hack and slash Zelda game. But then when I actually watched the trailer, I was like, holy shit. Because I was just blown away. There's actually a real story here and not a weird non-canon fan fiction. It's a prequel to Breath of the Wild that shows us the downfall of Hyrule. It shows us the battle with Ganon, and this has me super excited. Breath of the Wild was an incredible game, although I think everyone can probably agree that the story was one of the weakest elements of the game, and I don't even think it's a bad story. I think it's definitely an interesting story. I just feel like we should have gotten a bit more. We should have seen a little bit more context, maybe seen a bit more of the way Hyrule was before the 100-year gap. And this game is giving us exactly that. It's actually showing us what we lost. It's showing us, like I said, the downfall of Hyrule, and I just feel like that has a lot of potential to be a super emotional story, and I just think it's so awesome that you can not only play as Link, but you can also play as Zelda and all of the champions. But yeah, also graphically, this game looks phenomenal. It looks way better than the first Hyrule Warriors. It looks a lot like Breath of the Wild, and in some ways I actually think it looks better than Breath of the Wild. I think maybe something to do with the lighting, maybe the textures, but anyway, it looks fantastic, and although I am still a bit worried that the gameplay will get a bit repetitive for me, I feel like the story is definitely going to hold my attention, and it's going to get me to keep playing the game. I feel like a good story isn't absolutely mandatory to have a good video game, but it can definitely improve a game, and it can really make me personally want to actually finish a game so I can see how the story is going to end. And yeah, overall, I just think that this is a really cool idea, and it's like, I do enjoy how Zelda games are always kind of restarting and telling new stories. I think that's cool, but I also enjoy it when Zelda games actually get sequels and expanded stories, like Link's Awakening to A Link to the Past, or Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time, that sort of thing. But now we're actually getting like a Breath of the Wild trilogy. We're going to have this Hyrule Warriors game, and then we're going to have the Breath of the Wild game that we already have, and then we're going to get the sequel to Breath of the Wild probably sometime next year, I'm assuming, I'm hoping, and that's just going to be awesome. We're going to have a much more expanded story than we've ever had with a Zelda game before. And the game is also coming out pretty soon. It's coming out November 20th of this year, so that's like 2 months away. That's the one thing that does kind of suck about this, is that it's coming out during such a busy time for the game industry. Like, there's going to be Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the new Call of Duty, a bunch of other games are coming out around that same time, and so it's going to be difficult for me to decide which games I want to buy first and play first, but that's a first world problem, and I'm still extremely excited for this game.